Hi, I'm here with famous Digimon actor Neil Kaplan, but you may also know him as Optimus Prime.
Yeah, or a lot of other characters. I worked on a very popular video game called StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2.
Yes, and I played Tychus Finley. So those are probably the three that I would mention. Plus I was on the show Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and then a lot of the derivations after that. So
you got proper screen time?
Nope. I was only a voice.
Only?
Yeah,
Really?
Yep. That's the way I like it. No, this way, people see me with famous people like you, Doc, and they go, oh, that's what he looks like. Cool.
Right.
Yeah.
This way you can hide out in the crowd.
Something like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Now, you being the voice of Optimus Prime, were you one of the first?
I was actually the second actor to play Optimus Prime. It was the first time that Optimus came back as a vehicle, because he spent several years as Optimus Primal,
right,
which was played, of course, by the very kind and very talented Gary Chalk, who came back later and played Optimus Prime after I did it. So he was both Primal and Prime.
Primal. Did you grow up watching Transformers?
I was already in my mid-teens when it came out, so I saw it a little bit.
So you knew about it. But
I knew about it. I wasn't a really big fan. I did go to see the movie, but if I remember correctly, that may have had more to do with, I hate to say it, Orson Welles and Leonard Nimoy and Judd Nelson doing voices on the movie. Sorry, guys. I know I'm breaking hearts by saying that.
Hey, it's true, but now you've come full circle. I mean, you've played Optimus Prime. What was it like to take a role that was already established?
Well, it's an honor. It's a challenge, because you have to live up to expectations, and you have to carry the mantle that was developed. So, I was very honored to walk in those big metal shoes for a year. If the opportunity ever arises for me to do it again, let's just say the phone won't have to ring twice. But it was an honor, and I know, having been a fanboy when I was younger and being a fan as an adult, I understand a lot of people's protectionism of material, and so I know that there were a lot of people who didn't like my portrayal, and
especially when they heard that Hawkmon was.
Well, they were really worried, because I was known at that point in time for Digimon, for playing a character called Hawkmon, who was, shall we just say, very effeminate. And British.
Give us an example why he wouldn't work as Optimus.
I'll go ahead. Basically, if he were to be Optimus Prime, it would have sounded something like, all right, Autobots, let's go and fight the evil Decepticons. All right, transform, roll out. And I don't think fans would have been very happy about that. There were a lot who were actually very apoplectic over the rumors of my getting the role, and that was actually fun, because I knew they weren't going to hear that. They were going to hear something that they were a lot more familiar with and a lot more comfortable with. So I won a lot of fans over when they actually watched the show. It's on YouTube. People watch it. It actually gains new fans all the time, and I'll have people tell me I was their first Optimus Prime, and that's, 12 years later, that's a big deal. That's an honor. It's really interesting that I now have adults coming up and talking to me about watching Power Rangers when they were a kid, or Digimon, and at this point, 13 years later, Transformers.
For sure.
It's like, wow, that's right. It was a while ago, and people do grow up.
Now, your first time at a con, when they asked you to do this, your reaction when you saw the fans and how big it was?
It was actually not very big. It was actually a very, very small convention in College Station, Texas. Very intimate. The total number of people at the convention probably wasn't as many as the number of people in the panel last night.
Wow.
Okay, yes. It was very small, very intimate, but they were a good group, and it was really interesting because we were actually recording the show. We were in the middle of recording it and doing a Q&A while I was down at the convention, and somebody asked, will we ever hear Optimus Prime on this show say, transform and roll out? And I said, is that a big deal? And the whole room of fans kind of went, yes. And so I said, I'll tell you what, I will make you this promise. From this day forward, whenever I record an episode, he will always say roll out. And so you can tell the episodes that we recorded later because there's a rollout in there. And that is direct response to the fans and how I respect fans and how I'm one of them, you know. And I remember when I saw Star Trek the Motion Picture and went, what are those uniforms? What are those jumpsuits? What are they wearing? So I understand, you know.
Fair enough. I'm not going to ask you about the movies, what you think of them, because I have my own opinion.
Okay,
and I
you
don't
know
want
what?
to put anyone on the spot.
I will say this. I remember seeing the first one in 2007, and the sequence when, you know, when Megatron is driving down the freeway at 60 or 70 miles an hour, and he transforms into this giant, hyper-violent robot, I sat there as a member of the audience and said, I've never seen that happen in real life, but I'm pretty sure that if it ever did, it would look exactly like that. And I sat there and just went, whoa. And, you know, I enjoyed it. This last one, two actors that I really like are doing voiceover roles in it. So, I mean, I want the movie to do well. I like when the people I like, when the good guys are working and busy. You know, it's I know that there are a lot of fans who are unhappy with this recent movie, and I know there are a lot of fans who are ecstatic with it. It runs the gamut. I haven't seen it yet. I'll check it out at some point. Yeah, and you know, and hey, they have my number. You know, for number 5 or 6 or 7.
For sure.
You know, I'm available.
Which one of your fans are in there?
Well, not fans,
friends.
Sorry,
friends.
Yeah, that's okay. Mark Ryan, who is the voice of Bumblebee, and I believe he does a new role. I don't know if it's an Autobot or a Decepticon in this one. And John DiMaggio, who most people know as the voice of Jake the dog from Adventure Time, or Bender the robot from Futurama. Yes.
Awesome.
And John is seriously one of the funniest men in voiceover. He's amazing, and you know, he's like 6'12", 8,000 pounds, and it's all just talent and joy. He has been described as a force of nature, and I will not disagree with that.
Wow.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Cool. I just pictured the big little metal guy. You know,
yeah, no,
cursing and smoking.
No, he's so much more than that.
Awesome.
Although he's pretty good at the cursing part. Yeah, he's got that part down.
For sure.
Yeah.
And yeah, thank you. I enjoyed your panels yesterday.
Oh, thanks,
really
Doc.
good.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, one more for the fans out there. You made a promise.
What
Optimus would say.
What would I say?
What he'd say in every episode.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this was an episode.
It's a Dr. Stevil episode, but...
Autobots, transform and roll out.
Is that the reaction?
He's got a freaking laser beam! No, you've got to realize, when I was cast as Optimus Prime, people knew me as Hawkman. So, there were lots and lots of fans all around the world who were terrified that they were going to be hearing Autobots transform!